Hi guys, and welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Amin and today I'm doing a lesson with Sammy. Now Sammy hopefully has a test coming up, hopefully in about like 2-3 weeks time.
Hopefully.
Today's lesson we're going to be working on roundabouts, dual carriageways and slip roads. I just want to see how he does everything on his own. So near enough like a mock test. We're just going to do a mixture of turns and all the roundabouts that you've been practicing. Okay? So yeah, whenever you're ready, let's get started. So I'm just going to give you instructions as normal, okay? So whenever I need you to turn, so move off. Turn left at the end here. Alright, relax. Just normal driving, okay? What's the speed down here, Sammy?
20.
Okay, now at the roundabout, I'd like you to follow the road ahead. It's the second exit. On approach to this roundabout, Sammy approaches from the right-hand lane and then moves into the middle lane to follow the road ahead. The ideal lane to go straight would have been the far left lane behind the blue van, as it's easier to take the exit. As he enters the roundabout, he realises he needs to change lanes, so he uses his mirrors towards the left and switches down to the left when safe and exits the roundabout. Okay, now when we get back to Greenford roundabout, I'd like you to turn right. It's the third exit.
Third exit.
At this next roundabout, the main exits are left and right, which leads onto an A road onto a dual carriageway. The middle and the right-hand lane both turn right third exit. It's easier to be in the middle lane because it naturally spirals down to become the left lane to exit. As the middle lane goes straight and right, Sammy should have been signalling right to make it clear that he's taking the third exit. When Sammy notices a second exit is directly ahead, he should have used his mirrors and spiraled down towards the left. He does do this, but he moves over a bit late. This could be an issue if somebody turns up in the left-hand lane before him. On this slip road, Sammy makes good progress to join the dual carriageway. He leans forward using his right-hand mirror to make sure that it's safe to join. There's a silver car approaching quite fast and not adjusting their speed, so Sammy stays on the slip road a bit longer to make sure it's safe to join. Oh god, that guy's driving really bad.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
You dealt with that nicely. Just on that roundabout, we needed a right signal.
From the start, yeah.
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 And then when you were in the correct position to begin with,
Okay.
but then when your exit was next,
Yeah.
you didn't move down.
I should have moved, yeah.
Yeah, but you did eventually, but you could have moved over a little earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, now at the roundabout, I'd like you to take the fourth exit right.
Okay.
As we came off the dual carriageway onto the slip road, Sammy uses good engine braking and foot brake to make sure that he slows down in good time for the roundabout. I'm glad you didn't stop at those lights, because this lady behind us, she also came through. You ready?
Now I am.
As Sammy moves off at the traffic lights, he uses his mirrors towards the left to move away from the roundabout towards his exit. A giveaway junction, so you're more likely to stop than to merge straight away. Sammy should have been signalling right, so the vehicles on the right know that he's about to come in. Sammy does lean forward and use his mirror on the right to make sure it's clear, but there was a vehicle approaching and he misjudges their speed, so I had to brake. No, you shouldn't go in. No. You shouldn't go into that, okay?
Okay.
It's not a slip road, is it?
No.
Okay. Take your time. There's a lady behind's a bit closer, bear that in mind, okay? Lean forward as much as you can on that one. Once you're ready, accelerate quite a bit and then get going.
Yeah.
Good. Don't worry about the lady behind. Oh, hold it there. Thank you. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Pull over and park on the left, just ahead of the silver car.
Okay.
Yeah, just ahead of them, okay? Move away slightly. Remember, we don't want to park really close here. That's great then, thank you. Secure the car for a moment. Yeah, you can switch it off. Okay, so what happened there? Why did I have to stop you?
Because that car was just too close, and yeah, I should have stopped. Basically.
Yeah. So you were leaning forward, and sort of you could see the white car coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a slip road, is it?
No.
And plus, even if it was, he was too fast. Okay.
Yeah.
So coming up to that, we had giveaway lines, giveaway sign, and a triangle on the floor. So most likely you're going to stop there. And the other thing was, when we're coming up to that, we're coming as if it's a slip road. What way should you have been signalling?
Oh, right.
Right. Because they can't see your left signal, can they?
No.
Because it's not exactly a T-junction where you're...
Right, yeah, okay.
So your right signal should have been flashing to get their attention. And then, yeah, the white car was too fast. We should have been stopping there. Okay? And then the lady behind, she went right up close to you on the gradient, which made it a bit harder. But just make sure you sort of lean forward, keep looking for the right gap, and then accelerate, and then biting point, go for it quickly. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, the roundabout was really good. You could see your lane was slightly obstructed from the large vehicle on the first.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to go around him because that will put you out of your lane into there. So you waited. So that was good. Okay. Whenever you're ready, we can go again. So what's the speed on this road?
50.
So we're going to need a very big gap. Think about what else you need to do before moving. Thank you. Good. Where else did you look at the end? Good. It should always be a final check over into that corner.
Yeah.
On this slip road, we have our own lane as we merge onto the dual carriageway, so you don't need to signal or use your mirrors to move over. Sammy prepares his feet really well as he notices his gap approaching. As Sammy sees the second exit directly ahead, he starts using his mirrors towards the left to move down into the left-hand lane to take the exit. Keep looking left as well, because you'll see what they're slowing down for. Now they might give way to you. Good. So the crossing's quite useful there. Alright, I want you to follow some signs now for a little while. Follow signs to Heathrow. So close because the lanes merge anyways.
Okay.
So what should we do as we exit that? Check the right side a bit early.
Yeah, check the right side.
And then you can just move over, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still following signs to Heathrow.
Okay.
On approach to the stop at the traffic lights, Sammy should have braked firmer to stop before the stop line. I didn't brake as there were no pedestrians waiting to cross. Where have you stopped?
In the...
Okay.
Yeah. I should have slowed down a bit sooner.
You should have stepped off the accelerator briefly on approach, but once you got too close, you've got to just carry on.
Okay.
And when you committed to that stop, you should have really just braked a bit firmer.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Alright. We'll talk about it later. Heathrow is the third exit on the roundabout. The right-hand lane splits into two and both lanes go towards Heathrow. Sammy uses the first lane and this will be the left lane on the exit. Sammy follows the roundabout really well, but should use the left-hand mirror as he enters, as sometimes vehicles from the left may straight line the roundabout. Position was really nice the whole time, just a few mirror checks missing.
Okay.
As we entered, what mirror should we check? The left
side. Yeah.
Why the left side?
Just because we're moving down.
Yeah,
so.
We're moving across, aren't we?
Yeah.
Even though it is your lane, you're moving across.
Yeah.
And sometimes somebody in the left lane may straight line it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's more of a safety check. And plus, when we exit before that mirror, before that signal came in, the left signal mirror check there as well.
Yeah.
So we've got another one for Heathrow on this next roundabout. Signboard slightly hidden.
It's straight.
To follow the road ahead, all three lanes go ahead. The left lane is ideal. As Sammy observes to the right, his position gets too close to the centre line. He should have been looking back and forth to stay in the centre of his lane.
It's gone there actually.
Look ahead so that your position is really sort of in the centre of your lane.
Okay.
And yeah, there was a gap at the very beginning, you missed, but there's no harm done, you took the next gap straight away. Alright, no more signs to Heathrow. I'd like you to take the exit coming off here.
Okay.
Approach to the roundabout, the right-hand lane splits into two. Both middle and right lane both turn right. Again, the middle lane is ideal for turning right, as it leaves onto the left-hand lane on the exit. As Sammy enters the roundabout, he should have stayed on the second lane from the right, as the first two lanes are just for Heathrow's second exit. As he's using his mirrors really well and there's no traffic around him, this wouldn't be a serious fault. You're in third gear, by the way.
Thank you.
Just move into the right-hand lane, Sammy.
Right.
Yes, please. Okay. So on that particular roundabout, there was a lot of lane changes going on.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it in just a minute. We're going to go right at those traffic lights, okay?
Yeah.
Whenever you come up to green lights that have been green for a while, just take your foot off the accelerator on approach. If they don't change, carry on. And if they do change, then you have time to stop. There is a point with every traffic light, obviously, where you've got to just make a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you've taken your foot off the accelerator on approach, you've still given yourself time in case they do change.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that roundabout, you started in the correct position. As you went into the roundabout, you said, okay, I'm taking the third exit.
Yeah.
The lanes divided. There was one on the left, one on the right.
Yeah.
And then as they went forward, they divided again into from 2 to 4.
Mhm.
So the first 2 were actually going Heathrow, which it said on the floor.
Okay.
And we should have been in the third one there.
Okay.
And then from there, you started using your mirrors to move left, and you were also checking the right, which was good. But why didn't you commit to the far left lane?
I don't know. I just thought it was too much to move over.
Okay. We had loads of time. You were checking
Yeah.
for ages. There was nobody behind.
Okay.
If you know you're leaving, just try and get across fully.
Yeah.
Makes
yeah.
your life easier on the exit.
Yeah.
Was that a single or a double crossing?
Double crossing.
Okay.
Right. So I didn't need to wait.
Yeah, you didn't need to wait for her to come completely off.
No.
Provided she's in the middle and carrying on, we can carry on. Well done. At the roundabout, I'd like you to go straight ahead. It's the second exit.
Yeah.
Can you see the exit is a really thin little line as opposed to the other two, which are quite a thick, broad line there. To follow the road ahead, you have to be in the middle lane. Now watch as the vehicle in the left lane goes ahead. This is why it's really important to use the left-hand mirror as you go forward into a roundabout. It's alright, don't worry about it.
Oops.
Sammy has to wait a little while before he can enter at this roundabout as their gaps were limited. As we're crossing a dual carriageway, the vehicles approaching from the right are approaching fairly fast. Come on, steady, let's go. Let's go across to the island, okay? Just going to repeat that roundabout again, okay?
Okay.
From the right in the roundabout there wasn't a lot of traffic. Move to the left when safe. With a signal, yeah. Brilliant. Just turn that indicator off so the red car doesn't think you're turning in. Okay, now we're going ahead.
Okay.
Same position as before. As you're looking round, if it's only one lane you're crossing because there's only one car, can you take it?
Yeah.
No, not so much. But earlier there was only one car coming up every so often. Provided you cross them nicely, you can take it.
Yeah.
He's a bit fast, isn't he?
Yeah.
When we had them in the outside lane, it was easier because they have to do a much bigger turn to get past you. Whereas the ones on the far right lane, they tend to straight line it a bit quicker, don't they? Yeah, you don't want to move just because he's blocking your view there.
Yeah.
Okay, now really quickly go for it. That's it. Good. And then, brilliant. Really good position, well done. Yeah, you're a little bit cautious with the gaps there, but it's better than being a bit pushy and getting through, because you can see the guy next to you waited just about the same, didn't he? Earlier. Thank you. Secure the car. Switch off the engine. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the key points where we could improve a little bit, because most of it was really good. So firstly, let's talk about, you can open the window if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's talk about that slip road. So Kensington Slip Road, it looks like a slip road, but it's actually a junction.
Yeah.
So you kind of tried to go before that white car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you understand why I had to stop you there?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you needed to be approaching that. He needed to be quite far in order for you to really make that gap. Now the lady behind, she was right up close. I think she probably wanted to take it, but that's not necessarily what you want to do. Okay? So you want to make sure it's a nice safe gap before we move in there. Honestly, I would have just stopped.
Yeah.
Even if they're a little bit further and I'm not sure, I would have still stopped there because it is a junction, not a slip road. Even if it was a slip road, you want to slow down, let them through if they're at that speed, and then move in behind them and then speed up again. Okay? And then we had, what other roundabout could we improve on? Oh, White Hart roundabout. When we took the exit for Heathrow, that left mirror check. Why does that mirror need to be checked?
Just to check if there's someone there.
Yeah. So it's still your lane, isn't it? But it's just in case somebody is pushing through thinking it's their lane, straight line in the roundabout. Okay. Then we had Aussie Garvin roundabout where we were taking right turn third exit and your sort of lanes were sort of all over the place on that one.
Yeah.
So if we had more traffic around us, you would have found that trickier.
Yeah.
The good thing on that particular roundabout was you were using your mirrors, so I wasn't concerned that you'd move in front of someone because you were checking to make sure it was safe. But we did get into the wrong lane. So when we first started, you're in the correct position. As you went in, you should have gone round and noticed that, okay, well, I'm taking the third and the first is just gone. So the first lane on the left was to the second exit. And then as we went forward, that divided into two, and then you were on the right there. So we shouldn't have been on that first half at all. We should have been the second half. It was marked, but it was slightly faded, so that's probably why you didn't notice.
Yeah.
And then from there, when you know you're definitely leaving, try and get all the way left. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. And let's talk a little bit about the hesitation on this last roundabout. So firstly, you stalled when you tried to move off.
Yeah.
Why did it switch off?
I just didn't accelerate enough.
Yes, and also the clutch. It was just
Yeah.
completely off. So you have to accelerate on that one.
Yeah.
And then the clutch has to be steady on the biting point. To get that position into the roundabout, the entry. And the hesitation, it wasn't that bad because the guy next to you also just sat there for a little while, but there were a few gaps that we could have taken, like the one before the green car, I think.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're crossing 3 lanes there. Now, in busier traffic, you'd need to make sure all 3 lanes are clear because you're crossing all 3 together. But at the moment, we sort of had somebody in the first lane, somebody in the middle lane, and somebody in the top lane. Now, we're going to cross the first lane fairly quickly, aren't we? So if somebody's in the first lane and they're only just about to start, we can probably take it a lot quicker, couldn't we? Whereas if someone's in the middle or the top lane, we're going to cross their path sort of last, and they'll be a lot closer to you. So that's the gap that we don't want to take.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall really good. Just some of the key points that we need to improve on. We'll go work on that now, but I'm not majorly concerned because we have plenty of time to fix that.
Cool.
So yeah, so I hope you guys found that video useful, and don't make some of the mistakes that Sammy did. But it's alright, it's all a learning curve.